Cuentar que me gusta todo lo que de Chile proviene, me deleita y apasiona.
Hello, this is Dr. John Tobin. Are you looking for a freer and saner place to live? Are you stuck up there in the land of the free, wondering when this is all going to end or how it's going to turn around? You might make the smart move, or at least consider the smart move, of expatriation. I mean, getting out of Dodge might be your best way to avoid being boxcar bait. And I say that kind of in a jovial manner, but let's face it, folks. I mean, things aren't getting better in the land of the free, or Canada, or Australia, or in Western Europe. In fact, I'm in Western Europe right now making this recording down in southern Italy. And I'll tell you what, it's a nasty world out there as far as government intervention goes. If you're a libertarian, if you want to have a freer life, you have several choices, and none of them include basically staying in the northern hemisphere outside of being on certain islands or in enclaves established for wealthy people like Liechtenstein or San Marino, not far from here. And places like Andorra or Hong Kong or Singapore, Monaco. You can go and live in those places if you're fabulously wealthy and you don't mind being nestled in between massive interventionist states. But folks, the Northern Hemisphere especially is really in deep trouble. I mean, it's not just the potential radiation or the role of Monsanto, things like that. I wouldn't even know how to begin to talk about. Not an expert in any of those things. But what I do know is that there's a country in South America that has a lot of hope and promise, and that country is Chile. I think it's head and shoulders ahead of Panama, certainly ahead of crime-ridden Costa Rica now. And I think for many people who have more traditional mindset of wanting to live in a country that still has abortion illegal, that still has strong family, traditional family rules, it's better than New Zealand in that sense, which is more socially liberal. I think Chile has a lot of promise, and because of that, I've undertaken for the last number of years an attempt to really make myself an expert in Chile. I have a blog that you're going to see when you details about on this video. I also have a couple of books I've written about Chile. About 800 pages between them, Life in Chile, A Former American's Guide for Newcomers, as well as Expatriates to Chile, Topics for Living. And we have a special subscriber service for people who want up-to-date information through conference calls. I offer a consulting service. I do a number of things besides my day job as a university professor and a project developer for Freedom Orchard, which is www.freedomorchard.com. All this information pertains to stuff that I do. That's why I'm shelling it out here, and you'll be able to see all of this on the video screen here as the producer writes down that information for you. But Chile is a place where you can go that is not free of problems, but at least you can go and live in Chile, and it's a freer, saner place than where you are right now. It's a place where taxes are vastly lower. It's a place where your personal and your individual liberty is much greater in most things. And you can have a gun in Chile, not the same rules or benefits that the United States has, at least for the next few years until it gets turned on its head completely. You also have freer markets in Chile on things like Social Security, which is privatized, roadways between cities, which are private, toll roads rather than run by the government. And many other things. So there's tremendous advantages. There are challenges too, and Chile is not a perfect country. And as a pro-life libertarian, I'm very cautious to make it very clear to people that we have a long way to go. The last election at the end of 2013 really showed just how strong the left can be and how the right, when they get a pragmatist or a less than strong right candidate, just will stay home and not vote and affect everybody and end up throwing the Congress races in great stride over to the left. It's normally a 50-50 kind of split in Chile, and now it's kind of tilted 55-56% to 44 to 45% in the houses of Congress. So those are challenges we face. But with a large immigration of libertarians or freedom-minded people, or even a certain number of conservatives, I think we can do very well. And over time, we get a lot of press, we get a lot of influence, especially as Americans come down and you learn to speak the language. I've been there since 1996, although I did have a stint back for about a 7-year period in the United States. Unfortunate as that was, in many respects, was very happy to get back to Chile and see it going in the right way, where all of you in the Northern Hemisphere are still struggling in these beleaguered interventionist states. At any rate, that's a brief introduction, and I'll have more to say shortly, but just to underscore that this is a place worth going to. It's a place that has promise, where we're going to have influence, and that we are listened to. We're not going to be just despised or swept under the rug or hidden away, because nobody wants to hear about things like eliminating the central bank. Well, I can talk about that openly in Chile, and replacing it with free banking, or using market-based regulation rather than state regulation, lowering taxes, truly lowering taxes, not just talking about eliminating the shift, the increases in welfare state programs. Chile has very few or little, or no, I should say, welfare state. There's no entitlement mentality in Chile, although the left would love to bring that back. At any rate, these are topics for another discussion. I hope I've whet your appetite, and you'll consider Chile seriously as a place that you might want to leave and take your family to. And take a look at the websites and the other information at the end of this video for more information, and we'll look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks a lot.
Vivo enamorado de tus maravillas, Chile, Chile, te llevo en